Hi, Taylor T. Carlson here, and it's Morphin time. We're going back to revisit the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers today, one of the staples of my childhood, and part of an exciting new vinyl release. I think this actually came out a few years ago, but I just got my hands on one. This is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the OG Soundtrack. That's actually what it's called. But this is a reissue of the album, A Rock Adventure album that came out on cassette and CD back in the 90s, which had a lot of the music that was done by Ron Wasserman, aka the Mighty Raw, for the TV show. Now, when you were a kid, if you were like me, you watched this show all the time. It was the most epic thing. All these years later, it hasn't exactly aged the best, but there were some great fight scenes, great monsters, battles, technology. It was all backed by a killer guitar and vocal-driven soundtrack by Ron Wasserman, and that was one of my favorite parts of the series. So when I found out that this was out, I knew I had to get my hands on it. This was actually a lightly used copy I found on eBay. This must have been a limited edition release because I'm not seeing too many. I think I paid about $50 for this after shipping and tax and so forth. But I'll do a quick unboxing and I'll share some of my thoughts on the release. Here's the cover. You got the 5 core Rangers out in front of the command center. Very cool art, but where's the Green Ranger? This is good art and I absolutely love what I see here, but how can you leave off the Green Ranger? Especially considering the song Go Green Ranger Go is on the album. That said, I won't deny that this looks epic. On the back, you got the Megazord, and you got Rita's wand down here. And oddly enough, they have Lokar pictured here, one of the more obscure villains from the show. He was actually the main villain in the Japanese TV show that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1 took its monster and battle footage from. Down here, we got the track list, what's on each side of the record, and then, copyright information and so forth down at the bottom. The track list for the album is as follows. Go-Go Power Rangers long version, Fight, Hey Rita, Lord Zed, We Need a Hero, Combat, Go Green Ranger Go, 5401, Zords, I Will Win, Go-Go Power Rangers TV version, and White Ranger Tiger Power. So again, basically the same track list as the original release of this back in the 90s when it was still called the album A Rock Adventure. So disappointingly, this only has most of the songs up through about the second season, so it doesn't have the later stuff like the later Bulk and Skull song with lyrics they released, as well as Tenga Bye Bye, which was featured prominently in the third season. And I like this back cover, but again, it could have used some of the more famous villains. I mean, it's cool they remembered Lokar, but where's Lord Zed? Where's Goldar? We got Rita's wand, but I mean, they couldn't put Rita herself on there? Anyway, let's take a look inside here. One thing I won't deny is that this disc looks amazing. It's got this multicolored pattern which kind of fits the Sentai theme of multiple color transforming warriors, and then on the back it's also got the same art from the covers. Yeah, unfortunately they don't have the track list on the actual stickers on the albums, which is kind of a disappointment. Anyway, like I said, this release was originally called the album A Rock Adventure, and it came out in the mid-90s during the height of the series. Essentially, it was Ron Wasserman's soundtrack for the show, but they had, voice and sound effect clips over the songs and between the songs, trying to tell a coherent story by sticking together a lot of random, unrelated episode clips. It was such a mess, and unfortunately, that remains true on this release. I mean, at first you have them dealing with the Hatchosaurus and the Cardiatron in sight. Then you have the Green Ranger fighting the Cyclops monster when he's losing his powers. Then you have Lord Zed coming and the Parantis head monster freezing their Zords. That doesn't really get resolution here. And this basically just continues on. You have a lot of random, unrelated clips they stick together, and at the end you have some clip about seeing the White Ranger in the future. As a story, this absolutely does not work, and it's a total mess. Personally, if I was handling this release, I would have put all the songs with no sound effects in them whatsoever, aside from Ron Wasserman's music, on the first side, and put all those story clips on the second side. Yeah, sadly, it's just kind of mixed together the same way the cassette and CD were back in the day. The songs themselves, they're as epic as ever. I think that's one of the few elements of the show that I think has aged fairly well. by comparison. In a lot of ways, this was the soundtrack to my childhood, so being able to revisit these songs is definitely a step in the right direction. The design on the record is very nice as well. It claims these tracks have been remastered. I don't really have anything to compare them to, so I can't really say anything there one way or the other. It's far from being the definitive Power Rangers soundtrack, unfortunately, but I'll take it for what it is. Just be warned, it might be kind of a struggle to find this because it was apparently limited edition and out of print. I've only seen like 2 or 3 of them ever pop up on eBay, and I was lucky enough to snatch this one up for a fairly low price. Are you a Power Rangers fan? Have you had a chance to pick up this release? What do you think if you did? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also remember to subscribe to my channel for more content because I'm always posting new videos, and give this one a like if you found it helpful or interesting. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. See you next time.